Hi guys, so in this video I'm going to be making some bass actually using my dub chords. I don't mean like taking your dub chords, sampling it, pitching it down and filtering it and making your bass like that. I mean literally having your bass and your dub chords all working homogeneously as on one track, right? So the first thing I'm going to do is go into my dub tools pack, which is pack of Ableton Live clips, instrument racks, loads of samples, audio effect racks and presets, all to do with dub techno, all from tunes I've released on Bandcamp or from experiments you've seen here on my YouTube videos. I've compiled it all together into a big useful folder, which I just wanted to make because when I'm making tunes, I just want I don't want to go remaking all the patches I've made and like all the experiments I've done over the years. I can just go in and grab it and quickly throw it in there in Ableton. So if you're interested in that, I'll link it right here and down in the comments. So without further ado, the name of the clip you want for that patch from the intro video is called the Cat Math Bass Dub Chords, alright? So I'm going to grab that from the Dub Tools pack and drag it onto a MIDI track, and let's take a listen to it. So if you literally just want to get that sound and you don't want to learn how to make it, then once again, that's on my Dub Tools pack, alright? But I just want the MIDI, right? So let's get rid of all this stuff. I'm going to remake it from scratch and show you what's going on under the hood so you yourself can understand what's happening and hopefully get inspired and apply it to your own music. So I just wanted the MIDI from that clip, right? Because I don't want to have to come up with MIDI, right? And we've got what you'll notice is minor triad chords. We've got low velocity notes and high velocity notes, okay? And so I'm going to begin with operator here. Let's drag that on here. And let's take a listen. First thing I'm going to do is change it to a saw wave. And I'm just going to, let's loop this MIDI clip, sorry. First thing I'm going to do is go into the amp envelope here and go into the oscillator section here, and where it says velocity, set that to 0. Because I don't want the low velocity notes to be quieter. I just want them to be darker, and we'll do that with a filter in a minute. Next, I'm going to shape the amp envelope just to give it a bit of attack here. Give it a nice bit of release, maybe about 700 milliseconds, and then turn down the sustain and the decay to like 600. So we just got a nice kind of stab sound there already. Next, let's go and have a look at the filter here. So what I'm going to do is go for a bandpass filter. I'm going to bring it down to around 300 Hertz. And right here where it says frequency to velocity, I'm going to set that at around 80%. So now you'll notice you've got the low velocity notes are basically producing like a bass tone. Let's set the frequency to velocity around 50%. Okay, and I'm going to put an EQ on here so we can see the spectrum. You got your bass tone there and your higher up kind of dub chord sound, right? Next, I'm going to go into the envelope here and I'm going to set it to around 20%. Nice, so we're starting to get the sound. Next, I'm going to give it some spread here. So next what we want to do is take this EQ and just enable the low pass filter, set it to a steep curve, and just roll it all the way down to we just got that bass frequency there, maybe to around 114 hertz here. So you're going to need headphones to hear this, or a decent subsystem. And also I'm going to grab a utility and put it on here and just set it to mono. And I'm going to group these two together. Okay, so we got a nice mono clean bass line going on here, right? Next thing I'm going to do is go into the audio effect track here, right? And I'm going to put in a new chain. And this is going to be our high chain. I'm going to put an EQ on there. So we got a bass chain and call it dub chord. A bass and a dub chord chain, alright? So on the dub chord chain, the first thing I'm going to do is just roll off the low end. Because I'm going to roll it up to around 200 hertz. So we cut out a bunch of the low end, and we're kind of cleaning up our mix a bit here. Next thing I'm going to do is get an auto filter, put it on here, and just enable the LFO, slow it down a bit. Nice, so we've got a bit of movement there. Now I'm going to grab OTT, right? And I'm going to put it on, let's turn it down to like 11%. Next up, what I want to do is put a delay on here, and I'm going to be using the echo device in Ableton, okay? But I actually want to use an audio effect rack what I've made. So I'm going to go back into my Dub Tools pack. And if we go into the presets, audio effects and audio effect racks, there's a preset called the Cat Math Noise Mod. So let's drag that on. I'm putting this after the audio effect rack, okay? So the bass and the dub chord are both going into this delay, alright? So let's have a look at this echo device here. What I've got is an LFO mapped to the low pass filter, okay? So what you got is the reason I'm using an LFO and not the inbuilt modulation in the echo device is because I get more precise modulation with an LFO, okay? I can really dial it into exactly where I want it. And the modulation is important because you listen closely, we've got a white noise generator here coming out of the echo device. But it's moving like rhythmically because of the LFO on the filter, okay? Also in the character section, we've got ducking. So what the dub chord is ducking out that white noise, and what you're getting is this lovely kind of washy effect, which is just lovely for your dub techno. This just boosts the reverb and the stereo spread. Really nice, right? So yeah, basically we've got dotted eighth notes and the right channel is spread out. Just helps to get that lovely ambient dub sound. Again, the preset is available in my Dub Tools pack, along with a bunch of other really useful dub techno presets. Another thing to know is we got the high pass filter activated in the delay. If I was to bring that right down, it would quickly muddy up the mix, and also the bass. That sub bass is also going through into the delays and the reverbs, and it would quickly ruin your mix, alright? So let's bring that back up. It's around 450 hertz. You could modulate that later on. I really encourage you to modulate basically everything in this delay, like the reverb amount, the stereo spread. Modulating the stereo spread is lovely. But I'm gonna move on. This is our patch basically done now. The next thing I'm gonna do is get a compressor, and I'm gonna go to the external sidechain input. What I want to do is get a kick drum and feed it to this input. So let's go into my dub tools pack again, and in the samples section we have kicks. I'm gonna find a kick I like. I quite like this one. And what I'm gonna do is just put in a 4 to the floor pattern here. Just press play. And let's go back to our dub chord track, and I'm gonna set the input to come from our kick there. Bring the threshold down. I'm gonna set the release time to automatic. And just turn down the kick because the dub chord's quieter now, so you can turn down the kick to compensate. So yeah, that's the basic idea, guys. Let's have another look at the MIDI clip. You'll notice this, it's a polyrhythm, right? So that coupled with the white noise moving every bar. So the white noise modulation is kind of not a polyrhythm, but the dub chords are a polyrhythm, and you just get this kind of ambiguous kind of vibe. So yeah, anyway guys, I hope you found that useful, and yeah, if you want to get more exclusive content like this, please head over to my Patreon, which I'll link right here and down in the comments. Cheers guys, see you next time, peace.